Good. I know there's a lot of great writers out there, friends of mine that this pandemic hasn't been good to, and I hope everybody's doing well. You know, hanging in there. It's just it's been a tough time. I know for a lot of really good writers, a lot of really good people.
Can't hear you.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Coach. Hey, nice to finally see you.
Yes, sir, Edgar. Thank you.
Appreciate the kind words. Other than the summer weather here in Florida this time of year, what led you to come to Gainesville to join the Gators, and what do you think you bring to the program?
Well, Edgar, you know, I'm thrilled to death. First and foremost, I'm thrilled to death to be here. I think it all starts with my admiration for Dan Mullen. I was with him in 2012 at Mississippi State, and I just admire the guy. I admire how he coaches. I admire his work ethic. I admire his aptitude for the game of football. I haven't been around a guy that truly, absolutely loves the game like Dan does. I think you know, that's what I'm about. I'm about positivity and love of the game. But again, I've had the opportunity, guys, to work with some great head coaches. I worked with Mike Shanahan. I worked with Marty Schottenheimer. I've been around some really good guys, and I just think I think he's a special guy in our profession. I really do. He's one of the few guys I think that could call every offensive play. I think he could call every defensive play and certainly run the kicking game as well. And so, you know, and obviously I know a lot about the Gators from my time spent at Florida State. I've always had a little bit of a thing about the University of Florida Gators. And, you know, I was very fortunate when Dan decided to call me and ask me whether or not I'd be interested in coming to the University of Florida and coaching his tight ends. And it didn't take me long to say yes.
Well, what do you think makes you a strong recruiter, Coach? We hear that's one thing you're going to bring.
I love people. I love people. I love the relationships that you make throughout the course of recruiting. I love going into different situations. I feel like I can go into any situation and really, you know, do a good job of connecting with kids. And I think that's what it's all about. I think it's your ability to build relationships, connect with kids. We have an amazing product to sell here at the University of Florida. I mean, when I call a kid up and I can tell him I'm the only coach in America that could tell you that we're top 10 in football and top 10 in academics. That's strong stuff, man. You know, beautiful, beautiful stadium, beautiful campus, Gator Nation, tremendous leadership here at the University of Florida. I just think that there's so many things that you can sell, and it's not a hard sell, but you know what? You got to enjoy what you're doing. And I don't enjoy what I do. I love what I do. You know, I'm fired up. Every morning I wake up at 4:30 in the morning and I get on my jog and I do my thing. And I couldn't be more excited about, you know, representing the University of Florida and going about my job here. And I just, you know, you can probably tell I'm excited to be here.
You have me excited. Thanks for the time.
You got it, Edgar. Thank you.
Yeah, Coach smoked me on the run over here, so it's no joke at his 4:30 runs. Hey, River, go ahead.
Thank you. Hi, Coach. So obviously, you know, being the tight ends coach, you've got some talent to work with here at Florida. You know, you've got Kyle Pitts. You know, you got guys like you know, Keon Zipper in there. So with Florida's receiving core and with, you know, some guys like Van Jefferson leaving, what would you say? How would you say that the tight end core is going to impact the team's offense this year?
River, thank you so much. And I just think that, you know, we're blessed. We're very, very fortunate to have a guy like Kyle Pitts. And Kyle Pitts has I've coached a bunch of really good tight ends. Had the pleasure of helping develop Antonio Gates, and I'll tell you what, this guy. And the thing about Kyle Pitts that I absolutely love is this guy's a tough guy. I mean, this guy's a hard-nosed, physical, tough guy. He has embraced the mentality that I'm bringing to the room, truly trying to be a true 3-down tight end, a guy that can block people on 1st and 2nd down, a guy that can go make big-time 3rd down catches. There's nothing that this guy can't do now. And I'm going to tell you what I heard, there's talk about him being a big wide receiver, this and that. I'm going to tell you, this guy is a complete guy. I mean, he's had an amazing training camp. Each day he's working his tail off. And again, like I said, truly embracing being a physical football player. And I think, if I had one adjective to describe Kyle Pitts right now, this is a tough guy, man. I mean, he's a tough-minded guy, physical guy. There's nothing not to like about him. I've been thrilled to death with Kamari Gamble. Kamari Gamble has come leaps and bounds. Keon Zipper has done a really nice job, okay? Jonathan Odom, my true freshman, okay? I mean, he's coming off of a surgery, but I'm going to tell you what, this young guy is going to be a heck of a player. And I just, I'm excited every day when I wake up. I go to the tight end room. I'm around great kids and really talented football players. And make no mistake about it, I'm extremely demanding on these guys. I coach them extremely hard on the field. It's all about the details, okay? It's all about the details and everything that we do. And these guys have all embraced that mentality, and it makes my job easy. But I'm going to tell you what, guys, I'd be hard-pressed to think that there's a much better tight end room somewhere in the country than what I've got here at the University of Florida with the development. Kamari is just – I can't say enough about him, how he's coming on. Pitts is Pitts, Zip is again, he's making strides. And so, I think we're going to be in great shape as we move forward here.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, River.
Demetrius, go ahead.
Hey, Coach, I hope you're doing well. You sort of talked about your job as a recruiter. How difficult is it for you guys kind of coming into this year? It's really unprecedented where the players may not actually hit the field for their senior season. So how difficult is it for you guys to evaluate them and then just to bring them into next year?
Yeah, Demetrius, that's a great question, and it really has made our jobs a little bit harder. But Coach Mullen does such a great job of staying ahead of the curve in the evaluations. And so, obviously the 2021 class is fairly far down the road, and we're really into the 2022 kids. And, we may not get a chance to see them as much, but I think we've got a great grasp, Demetrius, on who we're looking at. And particularly in the state of Florida, and it's all about us, impacting the state of Florida, making sure that everybody in the state of Florida knows that this is the University of Florida. This is about the Gators. And I think we've got a great opportunity this season to go out and play. Some people across the country are not playing, we're playing. But we're going to, I say this about recruiting. I do it 24/7, 365. The minute you stop recruiting, the minute you're behind somebody, and I don't like to be behind in recruiting. I like to stay ahead of it. And again, we've got a head football coach that in all areas, okay, has done a great job. He's a heck of a recruiter. He's obviously a great football coach, and that's where it all starts. Okay, if your boss, if your leader loves, those aspects, you got a really good chance. And I'm going to tell you what, the staff that Dan has put together here at the University of Florida, to me, is just, I think it's an outstanding staff. Veteran experienced guys have been there and done it. They've been in the heat of SEC recruiting battles, know what it's all about. And again, I think we have such an amazing product to sell here at the University of Florida. It's not hard as long as you just get out. And Demetrius, to your point, the evaluation piece to recruiting is absolutely huge because so many guys, so many kids want to come to Florida. You got to make sure that we're getting the right ones. We're getting the absolute elite players in the state of Florida, first and foremost, and then outside the state where we choose to go.
Thank you.
Thank you, Demetrius.
All right, Mark Long.
Hey, Coach, nice to meet you. I'm just curious what you consider home. you've bounced around a little bit the last few years, and how does that work? I mean, are you just kind of where your feet are right now? Is that how you roll?
Mark, thank you. That's it. I mean, hey, a lot of people have asked. I've been so blessed. I've had the opportunity to work at great programs, and work for great people. And, I spent 9 years at the University, 10 years at the University of North Carolina. I had a 5-year run at Florida State, and then Jimbo decided to take the Texas A&M job. I went there, and then I went back with Mac for a year, and so, I'd like to think that I'm good at what I do. I told Scott Strickland that I'm going to stay as long as Dan will have me. I'd like to stay at the University of Florida for a good stretch and win some national championships and truly be part of something special here. But like I said, I've been, my time in the NFL with Mike Shanahan and Marty Schottenheimer, and the opportunity to be a head football coach at the University of Minnesota. I'm a blessed man. I really am. And I'm thankful for every opportunity I've been given. One thing you're going to get with me is you're going to get a hard day's work. I'm going to give you every ounce of what I got every day, all day, and hey, we'll let the chips fall where they may after that.
How do you compartmentalize Florida, being a Florida State guy for as many years you were, to now wearing orange and blue? Was that a difficult thing? You got some friends and family who kind of were like, what are you doing, man?
Hey, Mark, it was the same thing when I was at the University of Texas, and then I ended up at Texas A&M. My Longhorn friends were wondering what you're doing, but there's a business piece to the job. And I love the people every place I've been, and I've built great relationships with the fans every place I've been. I look forward to truly getting to know the Gator Nation here and helping the Gator Nation win another national championship, helping Dan Mullen, helping this staff. I mean, that's all I want to do. And I haven't thought too much. I appreciate all the places that I've been and all the people that have been good to me. And again, like I said, I hope that when it's all said and done, that people say about Tim Brewster, he gave everything he had. He gave you every ounce of what he's got.
Nick, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. Obviously, Kyle Pitts is the guy that gets talked about. What was just like meeting him? He seems to be, at least with us, a quiet guy off the field. Can you maybe peel back a little bit, a layer for us, and tell us what he's like?
Sure, Nick. He's a great young man. Obviously, he's been raised by a wonderful mother and father. He's got a great family. He's a well-mannered kid, and he likes to have fun. I mean, I'm sure that with the press, with the media, excuse me, he's somewhat reserved, but we have a great time in the meeting room. He does a great job of mentoring the young guys, mentoring the other tight ends in the room. My whole thing, about being successful as a player at this level is being a student of the game, is truly being a student of the game. Right now, if you want to learn it, write it down, okay? And Kyle, again, has really embraced that. He meets with the other tight ends, during off times. He's just being a team leader, man. I'm just so impressed with all facets of this kid. And I just think he's poised to have an amazing year. But again, it goes back to, he's as good a person as he is player. You love being around the kid. I love having him in my meeting room. I love, having him out to my house. I wish that we didn't have this pandemic so I could spend more time with the kids out at my house and really, building that relationship, that trust, because coaching, it's all about trust. Okay. If players know you genuinely care about them, they're going to give you their heart and soul. Okay. When they don't think you genuinely care about them, it's, you're whistling in the wind. It's not going to work, but with Pitts, guys, I could sit here and talk to you for a long time. He's as good a route runner. I mean, I'm talking about the ability to stick his foot in the ground and create immediate separation, his ability to stretch take the top off of defenses, run option routes. He has a great feel for the game. And he's one of them guys that I can teach him. I can teach him in the meeting room, and he takes it right to the field. And you know, he doesn't need a walkthrough. He doesn't need, you know, football makes sense to Kyle Pitts. And that's the thing you ask as a coach. You ask about these kids is, does football truly make sense to them? And with Kyle, it certainly does.
And then in the offense, obviously you want every tight end to be, you know, that 3-down kind of guy. But in the offense, is there room for a guy, maybe like a Keon Zipper, a younger guy that isn't there yet, but there's an H-back role or different roles and packages for guys?
Absolutely. This offense is a dream come true for tight ends. It is a dream come true for tight ends. And we can play with 2 tight ends. We can play with 3 tight ends. I mean, it's a thing that I was so excited about, to come to the University of Florida and get back with Dan in this offensive philosophy, in this offensive system. Absolutely, Keon Zipper is going to have a role in this offense, and he's going to grow and develop as a player this season. And you know, he's got some older guys like Kamari Gamble and Kyle Pitts that he can really watch, because I've always said this: the greatest teachers of the game of football are not necessarily coaches, okay? They're players. They're players, okay? I tell Jonathan Odom to stand back and watch every single movement, mannerism, everything Kyle Pitts does. I told him to emulate, man. I mean, I said, you just do what he does, you know, and Zip is a hard-nosed physical guy, can line up in the backfield and go butt you in the mouth. I mean, you know, he's got good hands. You know, I'm really pleased with it, and there will definitely be a role for a young guy like him.
Thanks, Coach. Nice meeting you.
Thank you, Nick.
David, go ahead.
Coach, you had months to watch film on Kyle Pitts. Was there anything that once you saw him on the field that surprised you that didn't necessarily show up on film?
You know, the biggest thing, David, that, you know, everybody talks about Kyle Pitts' receiving skills, that he's a big wide receiver, that he's not, you know, and so I wanted to check his hole card right out of the gate, okay? I wanted to see, would he put his hand in the dirt and run off the football and butt somebody in the mouth? You know, and that's the thing that really, to be honest with me, has got me so excited about Kyle Pitts, is how physical he is. Okay. I mean, he's a tough, hard-nosed guy, man. And I mean, like I said, he's embracing what we're trying to do in the run game. I'm just, you know, pass protection. You know, his pass protection technique has improved dramatically. And he's not going to do a whole lot of pass protection, as you guys all know. Okay, but he'll do some, and it's just his willingness to want to be, okay? We look at Kittle all the time, okay? We look at Kittle for the Niners all the time, okay? We look at Travis Kelce all the time. I've got all the NFL library. I've got all that tape, and I sit down with Kyle, and we study these guys, and we try to grab things we think could possibly help, and you know, again, it just goes back to his willingness to try to develop and be, you know, Kyle's got a goal of being the best tight end in the country this season. And with his work ethic and the blessing that he has as an athlete and a player, you know, he's got a great opportunity to achieve that.
And one more on him. With him basically lining up at wide receiver at times, is there a chance where he works with Billy Gonzalez and the wide receiver group compared to working with the tight end group, and how much do you guys work together on him?
Well, we're pretty much a one-stop shop, David, the tight end coach. I've got 34 years. I think this is my 34th year of doing this, and so I feel good about, you know, the total development of the players. Billy Gonzalez is a great wide receiver coach, does a great job, but again, you know, what I see, you know, we're obviously going to flex him some. He's going to be, you know, he's going to be detached. He's going to be a big part of his game is going to be an attached tight end. I think that the young guy is proven that he can do all those things that he needs to do. And again, like I said, the challenge is being the most complete guy out there. And I really think Kyle's done a great job of that.
Thank you, Coach.
Cassidy, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. Nice to meet you somewhat.
Hey, Cassidy.
A couple of things. First, you mentioned watching Kittle with Kyle. How much does your familiarity with the Shanahan offense kind of give you insight to say, you know, this is not just us watching film. I actually have a good idea of what the call was here and what the thinking was in this design, if that makes sense.
Right. No, Cassidy, that's a great question. And you know, my experience in the National Football League with Mike Shanahan was just amazing, you know, and Coach Mullen incorporates a bunch of different facets of different things. And you know, I've been exposed, Cassidy, to about everything that you can be exposed to in offensive football. And so, you know, it's just, but Dan's philosophy is great. We're going to be balanced. We're going to run the ball. We're going to throw the ball. We're going to play action pass. We're going to take our shots. We're going to have deceptive plays. I mean, we're going to, you know, it's a very diversified offense. And I think, Cassidy, answering your question, I think that my experience coaching in the National Football League has certainly helped me at the college level as well.
And then also, you're clearly a very high energy guy and very positive outlook. How much do you attribute that to maybe your time after Purdue, having to spend time even as a car salesman and then being able to get back into coaching?
Man, I'm going to tell you what, that car salesman was not for me, Cassidy. I mean, I think I did it for about, I don't know, 3 or 4 months, but I was so excited. This is my calling. I'm doing what I was supposed to do, and that's coach football and mentor young men. And Cassidy, that's the thing that I just love. I loved coaching in the NFL. I loved it every second, but I missed the relationships that you have with players, you know, and the ability to mentor a young guy and sit with them off the field and help them, you know, through some tough times and tough situations. And I think that, you know, I'm where I'm supposed to be right here, right now. I'm where my feet are for sure.
Do you feel like if you can sell a Buick, you can sell a kid on a school?
There's no question. There's no question, Cassidy. And like I said, it goes back here at the University of Florida. I mean, golly. I mean, you know, I walk in that house and I got my ammunition, my gun is loaded. I mean, there's no shortage of nothing for me to sell kids on about coming to this school. And first and foremost, you know, it's about getting a great education. And the education that Florida offers is absolutely, it's a 40 and 50 year decision. It's not a 4 and 5 year decision, you know, and when you totally believe in what you're trying to sell, it makes selling a whole lot easier. And I believe.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, Cassidy.
All right, Robbie, fire away.
Hey, Coach. Coach, I was just wondering if I could get your impression of the other Kyle Trask, and how he's going to get the ball to your guys.
Well, I've been amazingly impressed with Kyle Trask. I mean, I think this young guy right here is, again, I think he's poised to have a great season. I mean, you know, you've got Dan Mullen, you've got Brian Johnson coaching him, 2 great quarterback guys. And then when you add a work ethic like Kyle's got, I mean, he's studying the game, a student of the game. He's got a year under his belt. He's got veteran experience now. He's got a nice swagger about him. You know, I like how he moves, you know, and his body language on the field is outstanding. Hey, there's a bad play, so be it. You know, so be it. The only play that's important in football is the next one. That's it. Short memories are a great attribute to have for a quarterback, right? Whether or not it's good or bad. And I think Kyle Trask is really, I think he's going to be outstanding this season. I'm just glad he's a Gator. I'm glad I'm here with him.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Buddy, fire away.
Hey, Tim, Buddy Martin. Nice to meet you.
Buddy, my pleasure.
Having coached with Shanahan, I've known Mike a number of years. He is, like Dan, is an innovator.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm sure you saw some new wrinkles out there. Are you aware that he actually was the first offensive coordinator to put 4 wides on the field?
You know, hey, buddy, I did not know that.
No.
I did not know that. But you know what? It doesn't surprise me because Mike Shanahan loves to see that ball in the air, you know, and He loves to see. I thought you were going to tell me for sure it was Coach Spurrier. Who put 4 wides out there. Yeah, he was a 5 wide guy, right, Chris?
Yeah. Problem is that, Mike told me this in the Florida Georgia game for Charlie Pell. He said that was the first time they ever ran 4 wides. But on the other thing, real quick, people are saying that this is not a real true test of football. If somehow, you were a piece of a national championship in the year when people said, well, it's not really a national championship, what would you say to that?
Well, it depends, buddy, on the company I was in, but I would say this. We play in the toughest football conference in America, bar none. It's not, there's no question about that. Okay. I think everybody would agree to that. We're going to play a 10-game SEC schedule. We're going to play an extremely challenging and extremely tough schedule. We're going to come out of that. Hopefully we're going to represent the SEC East in the SEC championship game. And I think that if these young guys can take this thing to the house and win them all, they without question ought to be the national champions and be darn proud of it.
And some people might say it was even harder to win.
Now, I'd agree. To be honest with you, buddy, I agree with that. I think, a 10-game SEC schedule, we've got no preseason games. I mean, we jump out there on the field September 26th against Ole Miss, and, it doesn't get it's going to be like, to be honest with you, buddy, it's going to be like the National Football League, okay, where each and every week you're running the gauntlet, okay? You're playing a well-coached, tough, great roster on every football team in this conference. And so, I would not agree at all with somebody who tried to dismiss the fact that it maybe is somewhat of a shortened season.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, buddy.
All right, we'll go Zach A. And just because it's birthday, we'll finish with Zach Goodall.
Hey, what's up, Tim? Good to meet you.
Hey, Zach. Hey, this is Zach A.
Yes, Double Verde from Rivals.
Gotcha, Zach.
Just wanted to ask you, have you worked previously with everybody on the offensive side of the ball, and maybe even some of Dan's defensive guys, and how, if you have, how, critical is that, especially in a year with COVID?
Yeah. Zach, and that's the chemistry of your staff is so vitally important. It really is. And guys that have been in the foxhole together, truly the chemistry and the bond that you have is special, and I was fortunate to work with most of the staff. The only one on the offense that I didn't work with, I didn't work with Brian Johnson or Billy Gonzalez. I worked with the other guys. I worked with Knox. I worked with Hevesy. I've worked with David Turner on the defensive side. But again, it just goes back to this staff that Dan has put together. I mean, it just, the minds, Todd Grantham, I think he's the best in the country. I think that he's as good at defense. And I've seen really good defensive coordinators, but this guy right here, he can make your life miserable, and just, like I said, we've got great chemistry. I think that, you're not supposed to like everybody, right? You may not like everybody on the staff that you work. Zach, you like everybody you work with? Maybe not, maybe so, and so, but I think the good news is that here we really do enjoy each other's company and know that we're getting ready to travel a road less traveled, 10 SEC games and we better be together, we better be joined at the hip because adversity is going to strike, and how you handle the tough times really determines your success. And I think there's nobody trying to figure out how to coach on this staff. I mean, this staff is, like I said, extremely impressive. And I like guys. I mean, I wake up every day, man, and I feel like today's going to be a great day. Why not? Why is it not going to be a great day? And so when I come in the building, I mean, I'm smiling and I'm hoping everybody has a good day. I really am because, life's hard, man. Life's really hard, man. This pandemic stuff has been tough. You got family issues, you got all different kinds of things, but, I just believe in the light at the end of the tunnel and good things are going to happen to good people. And I'm, like I said, we're all blessed. I think that this group of men led by Dan Mullen has got the right idea on how to do it.
Thanks, Tim.
Thank you, Zach. Hey, is this the birthday boy right here?
Yeah, that's me. I appreciate your time today.
Happy birthday, Zach.
Thank you. I've just got one for you. As offenses have been so innovative with the pass game, really in the past decade or so, as an evaluator, when it comes to you and recruiting, are there new traits or specific things that you're really looking for in the tight ends that you like to bring in?
You know, Zach, one the traits and attributes. I like long tight ends. I like tall tight ends. I like tight ends 6'5", 6'6", 6'4", 6'5", 6'6", you know, even a 6'7" guy. But he has to really excel in this offense here at the University of Florida. Guy's got to be an athlete. He's got to. I love receiver trained guys. I love tight ends that were receiver trained that got excellent ball skills, that know how to stick their foot in the ground, that know how to high point a ball, that know how, you know, that he's got a really good skill set to begin with. And then I impose my mentality on him to teach him how to succeed in the run game. Fundamentals, footwork, first step, hat placement, but it's all about your mindset. Okay, it's all about creating a mindset. A soft guy is going to have problems with me. Okay, I mean, that's not going to be a good mesh, you know. And so, you know, again, it goes back to this. If there was one adjective that I wanted to use, okay, for my tight ends, it would be one tough sucker. Okay, and then let's build from there. Okay, let's build from there. But the athletic ability, the length, the size, creating matchup issues, Zach. You know, a 6'6", 245-pound guy like Kyle Pitts matched on a linebacker, matched on a safety. You want to match him with a nickel? You want to match him with a corner? That's not going to be really good for you. Okay, mm-hmm. That's going to be, and by formation, motion, and shift in this offense, Coach Mullen's able to create the matchups that are going to be positive for us. But going back to what you asked, Zach, I mean, I love athletic guys. If you can't vertically stretch the defense, if you can't take the top end off the defense as a tight end, there's not a whole lot of you have to be able to do that. You've got to be able to accelerate vertically, you know, and then the ability to drop your weight and with speed make a break, right, and create separation, you know, and be able to catch a ball in tight windows. That's what football at tight end's all about, right? You know, catching the ball in tight windows, using your body, you know, muscling people, being physical. I hope I answered your question okay, Zach.
Yeah, you did. You summed up Kyle Pitts' game a good bit. Thank you.
Thank you, and again, happy birthday, buddy.
I appreciate it.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys. You guys take care. Be safe.
Coach, thanks. Hopefully
Thank you.
next time you have more to say.
Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.